guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews. This is another catch-up video and it's going to be focused on Dr. Stone chapter 4 and 5. I was hoping to do Hungry Marie chapter 5 and 6, although I can't really find a scanlation for number 6 right now. So I'm going to leave that to whenever I can find number 6. So today will be this video, Dr. Stone, and then hopefully Robo X Laser is the next video. Few of the things to bear in mind, I've been on and off in terms of some of these consecutive daily releases, mainly due to health. I just can't seem to knock this flu, cold and everything else. It lingers, it comes back, and it's been up and down. With that being said, I am aware that I've got a few things to catch up on. I have not forgotten Promised Neverland. It's been crazy recently, so I will do a catch up on that. I also am aware that I need to finish off Blue Exorcist and catch up on My Hero Academia for season 2 and loads of other stuff. I even started talking about the new Shingeki no Kyojin Attack on Titan series. Loads to go through this video this week. I will be pumping out quite a bit, hopefully health permitted, so bear with me. But for now, let's talk about Dr. So it's a double bill chapter 4 and 5. And it really emphasizes the difference in opinion. There's already a rift that's shown. Remember in chapter 3 when they released him and he was ready to fight against the lions, I did say, okay, they've released him, but what if he wants to do something differently than Taiju and Senkuu? And this really shows. We see this in chapter 4 and 5. So that issue that I was worried about has already kind of reared its ugly head. So let's have a look at that. So it starts off in chapter 4. We see that Tsukasa is dependable. He's the best at hunting. He's like really good at that. And we see later on in the chapter that then that's where the difference in opinion comes into it. I just can't help but love Senkuu. He's very blunt. He's very to the point. There's a part where we talk about calcium carbonate and all the different ways it can help. So there's 4 that he says, but only mentions 3. I'm interested in the 4th. So number 1, he talks about agriculture, that it can help fertilize soil and give it a bit of a boost. We talk about the fact that it can be used for mortar and as well as antibacterially for soap. This prompts a statement from Tsukasa saying that, oh, you're the most brilliant mind that I've seen. But Senku's response to Tsukasa was brilliant. He goes, a guy complimenting a guy can only mean 2 things. Number 1, he's gay, or number 2, he's a tactician. He goes, which one is it? He goes, oh, you hurt me. I was just saying. But he was right on the money. Not about the gay part, but the tactician part. And we really see that difference in opinion. So where Taiju's gone on and he's basically doing all the collecting of the calcium carbonate, basically we hear a backstory of Tsukasa. I'm assuming the boy in this scenario is him, and he destroys a statue and he makes his intentions known to Senkuu very purposely, and he basically says, I'm not here to revive everybody. We've got an untainted world. Let's revive the good people, the young people, and create a future together. Where Senkuu does not do that. So he's like, even though he's a bit of a funny guy, he specifically says, I'm here to use science to revive all. And that difference of opinion is where it starts. Now, the one kind of key thing that he had an advantage over Tsukasa was the fact that he didn't know the formula. And he's like, yeah, he doesn't know where we get the water from and what's going on. And then what happens at the end of the chapter and in the beginning of the next chapter, Taiju returns and like, oh, I've got the miracle water, and oh yeah, and Senku's like, oh my god, why have you gone and done that? And that's because Taiju's naive. So if you look at the minds of the 3 individuals that we've got now, Senkuu is a very sharp-witted, very strategic and very analytical individual. Taiju's physically strong, but he's very naive and he's innocent, so to speak. Whereas Tsukasa is kind of a wild guy, but he's very sharp at the same time. He may be not as sharp as Senkuu, but he is actually a brilliant mind. Probably helped him fight and win these fights. Now I was hoping that Taiju could learn some fighting skills to help him be more effective in that area. That doesn't seem to be the case at the moment. But Senkuu has a plan. He sets a trap or a ploy to get Tsukasa away, and the way he does that is by saying that, oh, we don't have enough of this water, we need to get some more. And when Taiju looks to go, Tsukasa's like, oh, I'm the fastest, let me go, because he wants to know where the water's from, which they generally tell him. So he goes, bearing in mind when he gets to this cave, he realizes what it is, the nitric acid. But here's an issue. He doesn't know the formula. He doesn't know about the wine, the fermentation with that. He doesn't know about that. So he doesn't know the complete complexity of the process. He knows only about one of the key ingredients. But in this time that he's away, Senkuu and Taiju are talking, and Taiju's like, why did you send him away? You know that we've got enough. I mean, we wouldn't set a container to have not enough. That was the whole plan. And he goes, the reason why I sent him away is because of this. He might be to you a good guy, but he actually is a bit more complicated than that, and he's a murderer. And this is further reinforced in this chapter because he sees some statues and it looks like young kids, and he destroys them all. So it's not a case of, oh, I'm going to revive the young folk and the innocent folk. It's, I'm going to revive the people he deems worthy, and that's obviously not right by Senkuu. And then we're left with the resurrection, the revival of Yuzihara, and she's, you know, like, she seems to like Taiju as well. But then after that, once everything is explained, there's a plan of action that they need to take out. It's going to be A or B. They're left with a choice. Do they A, Senkuu stays, Taiju and Yuzihara run? Because we don't know how Tsukasa is going to use Yuzihara to his advantage. We don't know if he's going to do that or how he's going to manipulate them. But it would put Taiju in kind of a weak situation because he would do anything for Yuzihara. So that's why the plan is there. Either they run off or they fight. And this is what it comes down to. Use the technology they have now to fight and basically beat Tsukasa. Is it early to kill somebody off so soon? Probably, but I can't wait to see what happens. What I like about this is very early and it leaves everything in cliffhangers, and that leads you to want to read more. Hopefully chapter 6 will be out in the next couple of days with the next week's Annihilation release. I'll be reviewing that. Hopefully you watch this and enjoy and continue my journey while we see how far this goes. Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe, all this good stuff, and I will see you next time. Peace.